Hello viewers, may the peace of Almighty Lord be upon each one of us. In the previous video, we learned about the history of Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan from Mysore. Today, in this video, we will learn about the Ulemas, the Islamic scholars who gave up their life for this country during the freedom movement. Many Ulemas have played an important role in the freedom movement. They gave rise to many movements by leading Muslims and fueling the emotion of patriotism within them. Ulemas had started to train Muslims for the freedom movement beginning from the 18th century. Once, Jawaharlal Nehru, in a felicitation ceremony for the newly elected General Secretary of the Jamiatul Ulama-e-Hind, Maulana Hussain Ahmad Madani, said that the dust of the foot of the Ulemas is like a forest to my eyes. It is a matter of honor for me to touch the feet of the Ulemas. These words of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru were the respect for the sacrifice that the Ulemas had given for this country. The fact that most of the Islamic scholars were against the idea of two nations is less known today. Even when Congress favored the idea of two nations at the end, the Organization of Indian Muslim Scholars, Jamiatul Ulama-e-Hind, vehemently opposed this proposal till the very end. Let us look into some of the Islamic scholars who gave up their lives in the 1857 freedom movement, that is the first war of Indian independence. Let us first look into the life of Maulana Shah Waliyullah Muhaddis Dehlawi. Shah Waliyullah, originally Qutbuddin Ahmad, was born in Farlat of Uttar Pradesh in 1702. Noticing the spiritual specialities of the young boy, his father gave him the title of Waliyullah, meaning the friend of Allah. At the age of 15, he completed his religious education and started to work as a teacher in the same institution. He was one of the first to understand the true motives of Britishers. He gave rise to a freedom movement within the madrasas. Emotions of patriotism started to flow from them. Shah Waliyullah wrote many books and raised awareness among Muslims. Let us now look into the life of another great freedom fighter, Maulana Shah Abdul Aziz. He was born in 1746. Maulana Shah Waliyullah had trained his son to take the movement forward after his death. Shah Abdul Aziz paid great interest to Islamic revival. He used to give public lectures twice in a week in order to bring a public awareness. He continued this noble cause for 60 long years. For the first time in Indian history, Shah Abdul Aziz gave a fatwa that British India was Darul Harb, place of struggle and conflict for Muslims. This fatwa was historic in a sense that it made Muslims to believe that it was compulsory on Muslims to fight against colonialism and slavery. This finally led to armed conflicts with Britishers. Many Muslims who carried forward the ideas of Shah Waliyullah fell down as martyrs or were exiled to Andaman and Malta during the 1857 First War of Indian Independence. Let us now look into the person who brought the fatwa of Shah Abdul Aziz into action. He was none other than Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed. He travelled across the country and prepared an army to fight against the Britishers. The letter he wrote to Raja Hindu Rao shows out the patriotism and foresightedness that he had inside him. Foreigners who came from across the seas to do business have started to rule the country. They have ruined our respect. Men who belonged to the respected class and politicians are now sidelined. Common men have now taken up the responsibility of safeguarding the country. People do not have lust for power or any other worldly affairs. They wish to give the governance of the country to able people after chasing the foreigners away from the land. Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed encouraged people to fight for freedom and brought the people of various movements under one banner. Even the descendants of Tipu Sultan joined him. He fell down as a martyr fighting against the Britishers in Balakot. People were so influenced by the slogans of jihad cried out by Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed that they used to pray to their creator that वही दे मुझे भी शहादत नसीब, ये अफजल से भी अफजल इबादत नसीब. O Lord, grant us martyrdom, best among the best worships. With this prayer, I would like to end the second video of this series, that is Muslim Freedom Fighters. Please support us by sharing and subscribing our channel.